Hi, welcome to this episode of Secure Space podcast. We do have a question from one of my friends. What is a security certificate? What is a SSL certificate? How to install one? How hard is to install one? So let's do a short video and show you those things. Now, security certificate is the thing that encrypts the information between the web server and the customer. And if you do not understand what I mean by the encrypts the information is when you type something in a web browser. Let me share that. So when we type something in a browser, regardless of what we type, the information goes to the server. Let's say SSL certificate, and the information goes to the server and comes back to us in the browser so we can see it. So that information that goes to the server comes back to us. Used to be clear text. It used to be whatever you see, that's what's transferred. About 10 years ago, the internet started encrypting that information. And now when you type something and it goes to the server, the information between your computer and the server, a web server, is encrypted. The information that comes back is encrypted. That prevents the middleman, the person in the middleman attack, of capturing the usernames, passwords, or information that you see on your screen. When I'm saying prevent, well, it makes it harder. It's not make it impossible. There are still ways and tools even free tools to capture that information. But that makes it a little bit harder for an average person, an average Joe to get that one. So if you do want to know about the SSL certificates, please type SSL certificate in Google and you're going to get a lot of information about what SSL certificate is and how they work, and it's you're going to get much more information that we're going to get here. But it's not the purpose of today's video to do that. So back on the what is the SSL certificate? I think has covered its encryption. There are three different types of SSL certificates, of some companies SSL 4 and more. The main type of SSL certificate is the basic encryption. It gives you a padlock in the top of the browser and gives information about the company, if the company is verified, and also gives you a bit of insurance that the company you buying stuff from, the company you're going to, it's the actual existing company. Now, unfortunately, very few companies have that green padlock on the left in the browser that their company have been verified. It's a tedious process. It involves I've done it about 100 times, but it involves phone calls verification, database, phone numbers verification, that actual the company is there. You need to submit the document of the company. You need to submit the company registration. You need to submit all sorts of information. So the administrator that basically is issuing the certificate, and therefore it's issuing the warranty, can say, yes, that's the company, we checked it, everything makes sense. And unfortunately, after a year, after 12 months, you need to do it again, and you need to do it again, you need to do it again. So it becomes quite annoying process. So 99% of the companies out there either do not have any encryption, which the browsers are starting fighting those days, and you see, warning, this site is not encrypted. The one I'm doing right now is Queensland Home Care. So that will be Queensland Home Care or Bees. It's just a tool, and on the top, you're going to see, well, the certificate is, if you're going to see that there's no certificate, there's not secure. Some browsers do warn you about, other browsers don't. Currently there is just an empty page there saying the black box, but it's still you're going to see on the browser that that there is no certificate. So how we solve that? Well, we solve that by either paying somebody to install the certificate for us, buying certificate, going to third-party companies that provide hosting, and they provide hosting with their certificates, or doing it ourselves. And today's video, that's what we're going to do. For the purpose of today's video, there are three types of certificates. The first type of certificate is organization verified. I already covered that. Organization verified certificate is organization basically involve organization scrutiny. All the organization documents, phone numbers, contact numbers are verified by the issuer. The simpler type of certificate is EV. The EV is a certificate that is verified by electronically, mainly by the databases, like in Australia, Yellow Pages and Dun database, as well as web verified certificate. Now we're going to use today a web verified certificate. It's a chip certificate, has got much less insurance involved on it. If something goes wrong, and the issuer pays the insurance money to in case of site being hacked, or the money, somebody steals money on the company, tends to be bogus. But it's really hard to do those claims those days. But anyway, the certificate in case it's a chip certificate, and we're going to get that certificate installed in that video. To start with, we need the CSR. What is a CSR? Is, well, first we need to select who is our certificate provider. The certificate provider is the company that signs the certificate. There are quite a few resellers, and then once you select that, the brand, and then you can see quite a few brands. You say DigiCertificate, GeoTrust, Tollway, Komodo, Rapid SSL, and all they have a different price structure, different price range, also a different warranty. If money is stolen or there is a scam involved at the website, and they got different terms and conditions, so don't quote me on what they cover. Today we're going to use the Komodo certificate authority, and we need to generate the so-called CSR. When we select and we pay, which is already done, the next step basically is, okay, well, go and upload your CSR. What is CSR? It's a certificate server request message. That's a text key that based on it, your certificate will be generated to explain that it's one of the keys involved in the whole encryption. So when somebody goes to your website, the key is sent to that person, and from that point, all the encryption, all the communication is encrypted. Now, to generate those keys, you need a few more other keys around that, and one of them is a CSR. So to generate CSR, if you have your own server like I do, then you simply log in through the SSH, and it's different instructions, but usually the supplier of your certificate will have a generating instructions how to generate. In our case, we are using the Apache. So under the if we click Apache open SSL, that's what we're using. Well, it takes a while. And then there is the instruction. So we need access to our server, and we need to run this command line open SSL, make a new request, new key, and the server key pair. It will be key pair server key, which is a private, and a server CSR, which is a certificate request. Now, it's a few very important steps in generating that, and unfortunately they're not explained here. So I need to do a little bit more explanation. In our case, because we're running the Apache server, but also we have a proxy, what we will need to do is to go to our proxy server and basically create the proper directory, and we're going to copy and paste the instructions from there. So let's go to the proxy server and that one. And what we're going to do is to copy and paste. I don't know, you probably can't see, but let's grab myself and move it here. So what we're going to do here, copy and paste the instructions. So we're generating the certificate now. Of course, the countries, Australia, the state province will be Queensland, so QLD, the city, let's say Brisbane, and then the company will be QLD Home Care. GP Proprietary Limited. Just it's a sample company. Organization unit, usually you put an IT. The common name, that next thing is very important. A few types of certificates, including the wildcard certificate. If you want to cover the domain name, in this case, qldhomecare.biz, and the www domain name, then you need to make sure that you type the domain name with the www. Or you can buy a certificate which is much more expensive, but will cover basically unlimited amounts of domain names. Domain within domains within that domain name. So we have www QD home care base. Check it. QD home care base. Email address, we can skip that field. Challenge password, we can skip that. Company name, we type again. So it will be Q, the company name again, QD home care TY Ltd. And the certificate is done. Okay, let's move my face from the way. Now, as you see on the right, here, two files, the certificate, CSR request, and the key. Now, with the CSR request, what we need to do is open that one, so we can view it and copy it. I'm not going to show you the content because that's a security risk. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy it. It's a text file. And then I'm going to paste it in that paste CSR here. Okay. And then site administrator contact. Contact, yeah, sure. Technical send info, patch modus, SSL. Continue. Now it will usually the system will ask you to confirm. Well, depends on which provider you're using, but will ask you to confirm the domain you submitted, and it's quite important. So how to confirm the domain? Just copy it. Go to a new, and if you see the website, it's supposed to show. Currently, there is no website. It's just my black box image there, just to let me know that we're actually hitting my server for the purpose of that video. That then means that we actually have that done. That domain name is correct. Now it's very important. So to secure both www, non-www URLs, subdomain needs to be in the immediate left of the root domain. www name of site will not work as a subdomain unless we so basically if we have www.mail.name of site, that will work, but without the www it won't work. So if we want to cover the www.qodhomecare.biz and not the www.qodhomecare.biz, just the HTTPS qodhomecare, you need to put in this specific provider, you need to put the domain with a www. Okay. Then the information of the company is displayed, and choose your automated. Now, for the issuer to verify that you're actually on the domain, that you can access those things, they can verify that domain validated, because the certificate is domain validated DV. They don't check the company, they only will validate the domain, and you need to show them that you actually can control the domain. So what I'm going to do is we can do it a few ways. We can put a CNAME. CNAME means that we need to go to the company that controls the domain, like GoDaddy or Ventra IP or whatever, and then we can put a CNAME there. And then the authentication will go and read that CNAME. For me, that's the easiest way. Otherwise, you need to HTTP-based validation, HTTP file-based validation, which is a little bit harder for average users. So that's what we're going to do. CNAME is very easy, but we're not going to do it. We're going to do file-based, HTTP file-based. And the reason is because we have no certificate. So if we use HTTPS, what will happen? The issuer will try to go to the secure site of that website, and there is no secure site yet because the certificate haven't been installed yet. So we only can do HTTP file. Okay, so what basically says our agreement, blah, blah, and then what are you going to do? You have rate accept HTTP file base, continue. Okay. Now they give us the URL and a directory where we need to actually install the file. The directory usually is full stop well-known, so which we need to create it. So let's copy that. Now, if you're using a proxy and the key goes in the one server, which we just did the generation of the key, and then the certificate is going on another server, which in this case is the web certificate. We already have created a directory that the website will be with it, so we can do mkdir what's with me today, and then I'm going to paste well known. Okay, and within that directory we need to put that file, and the file name basically is a bunch of numbers. So we're going to do touch and create the file. File is created, readable, and now we can edit that file. And they say the file name should be, the content of the file name should be, and copy that key from the content, go to the file, paste. Okay. And save. Now the file's there. Let's see if we can activate that key. Complete. It says submit the order. Process. Okay. Before. Okay. Now, if I check my order to see the certificate, we currently are in a, let me switch the screen. CSR status is completed. Digital verification DCV status is non-completed. So we need to wait until the file we just uploaded is being verified and the certificate is activated. So let's certificate option. Let's pause that and wait for a few minutes. Now, one step that needs to be done is in the proxy server, you need to add the appropriate domains. So that I just copied another setting, but it will be QLD home care .biz care .biz. What it does, it basically, when the request comes to the proxy server, and we're going to comment that redirect because we don't have a certificate yet. And we'll simply pass that to the request to the proxy server. We're simply going to pass it to the web server from the proxy server. QLD home care .biz okay. Now, once the certificate is up and running, we're going to activate those. QLD home care .biz and QLD home care .biz. Now the SSL certificate in this case will be in QLD home care .biz and it will be QLD home care .biz. Oh. Please, let's keep some of the steps. So after we created all the soft links and configuration files in the proxy server, usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to create it. It's not part of this video, so that's why I cut it off. We can definitely check that the key is working by simply, just give me a second, move myself by simply typing the QLD homecare.biz full stop well known PK validation and then the name, and we're going to get the file that the SSL company issuer, the SSL issuer wanted us to upload. So time to go back to the issuer and just to ask them to revalidate the certificate so we can install that certificate. So give me a second. Okay, after I requested the certificate to be approved, now we have a approval. We can download the certificate. Like most of the time clicking there. Let me move myself back to where I was. Okay. Save. Give me another second. And I'm back, and the certificate is copied. So what are we going to do now? The proxy server is running fine, but on the web server, we have that text file which we can leave there. It's fine for now. And back to the proxy server. Okay. Sorry about the camera movement. Back to the proxy server. What we need to do is install that file certificate. So I'm going to go access Queensland. Okay, this now what the issuer have supplied us, it's a zip file. So we can extract that one. Extract that one, and we're going to have a couple of files: plain text files, certificate files with the CA bundle, which I prefer to use in Apache. So what we're going to do is simply copy the certificate, the markup bundle, the validation certificate, use the trust, and a QD home care base certificate. Now in the proxy server, because it's the one that takes the request from the customer and then passes the request to internal server, that's where the certificate actually is installed. So after we copied that files there, we actually do not need the zip file, but we'll leave it there for now. The proxy server configuration, it needs to be adjusted. Now we do have the certificates, so I'm going to uncomment those, and we're going to get some of the settings correctly. Now the car bundle, which is supposed to be in qdhomecare.base, the car bundle supplied by the issuer is mymy_ca bundle. .ca-bundle. Okay, the PEM file and the server key. The server key is already there. Server key, and the file, it will be the certificate will be _qld. Okay, this again supplied by the issuer, but in this case will be a certificate. Okay, so got the bundle, we got a certificate, and we got the server key. Okay, so the one way to do this is to try to restart the Apache server and test the configuration first. And if everything's fine, it will read those files, use them to decrypt the communication, and then we'll test the certificates, the installation of certificates themselves. So I'll put you in pause for a minute or so while I'm starting the Apache server. Okay, and we are back. Now the server certificate is being installed. The HTTPS works fine, as you can see. If I click on the certificate, it says connection is secure, certificate is valid, and I can see the details. Not part of the certificate organization, of course. The Okay, so one last step. We're going to Google and search SSL certificate test, and then we can choose any of those. Let's try the DigiCert just to make sure that we have the installed all the files as they suppose. So qld from care.base, yeah, where I'm typing qld home care.base and check server. It will take some time. What happens now? What happens now? The tool supposed to go and check it. That tool doesn't work for some reason. Let's do the different check. So www qld home care.base. There you go. Now these two work. So what we're looking for is to see server IP address, Apache certificate issued by the supplier, the issuer, they valid for 365 days, and the very important thing is the chain, the bundle that's inside. So we have certificate and the chain. All the certificates in the supplied certificate are linking, because lately what's happening, the issuers are issuing certificate that guaranteed from another issuers, so they're like resellers. So each of those resellers basically is using a certificate from somebody else. So in the chain we have a server, we got a chain, 3 chains, all good. And with that, our video today is finished. Any questions, please put them in the comment. If you like more videos, please put them in the comment. I don't issue weekly or monthly videos. Just if friends ask, I usually help them. And that's for today. Bye bye.